Previously on Chosen Ones, Brandy casts Sending to Dara, but doesn't get any answers for why Winona is trapped in the moon. He next tries Hilari, who blames Dara for trapping Winona inside the prison because she doesn't want the Sun Goddess to have her. During their conversation, Brandy picks up on how Hilari seems to be aware that they were supposedly dead, and also her harsh reaction to the mention of Shui. He carefully asks if she is in fact the being that was merged with Essence, and her silence speaks volumes. The spell ending with Hilari saying she'd see them at the cabins. After being pressed, Winona summons Dashi again and tries to turn her back to her normal form. However, the wood elf instead remains the size of a butterfly, still sprouting wings. They convince the moon spirit that it's better for Dashi to come with them, and she sadly agrees, telling Shui she'll see them in a few days for the full moon. The group holds hands and Arthur teleports them back to Absalom, leaving the rabbit and the moon once more.
Born from the same branch and leaves, wild and free, living here in harmony. Don't you see? This is where you want to be. When you leave, the world is never what it seems. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa, right where we belong. Maybe we'll never need a reason why. Whoa, dancing till the dawn. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa, right where we belong. Maybe we'll never need a reason why. Whoa, dancing till the dawn.
So, you guys are back out of the moon. You have a sleeping little fairy Dashi with you. What you up to now?
Being mad.
Gonna figure out what to do with this fairy Dashi, so go to Estelle.
Shui just immediately leaves, like, and to Estelle, here we go.
He's just like holding her in his like hands, and she's like, I gotta go. I gotta figure this out. Like,
So yes, they're back on the stage.
yes. And Arthur's like, well, I'm gonna go back to my lab now, unless there was something else that was immediately important.
You know how to teleport, yeah? Like, regular teleport and plane shift.
Yes, I do.
I need you to do something for me tomorrow morning, but we can talk about that later.
Okay, but not right now, yes?
No, tomorrow morning. What are you doing in your lab that's so important right now, Arthur?
Maintenance.
Don't lie.
I'm not lying.
Squints at him.
It's got something to do with Merlin.
What are you maintaining?
The lab.
But what parts of it,
He
you
said,
fucking
like,
bitch?
the lab, you fucking dumbass. Like, what else?
Like, yeah, no shit, thanks. I mean, what?
It's been a while since I've done a proper check on everything, so I'm just going over the systems.
Okay. I'll message you in the morning.
Do you want to come with me and see what I'm doing?
I want to come with you for different reasons, but that can come later.
I'm not hiding anything if you want to come check. Like I said, I'm just doing maintenance.
It's fine. You go do your thing.
And Theo can, of course, make the circle whenever. So, if you want to ever pop in to try and catch me in the act of something, feel free.
You don't gotta be an asshole about it.
Right, don't be so fucking mad. Oh my god.
He's
I'm
a
sorry.
little annoyed.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Arthur. You know, I should be more trusting. No, you're right. After you tore the universe apart in front of me, I should be more trusting of you. And after I saw what you did to,
Okay, I'm going back to my lab. He like starts to-
Yeah, exactly. Look, trust is earned, Arthur.
Thank you, Master Arthur.
I'm not mad. Thank you for your help. I appreciate it.
Good luck with the science and the chemicals thing.
Of course. And you see as he is like stepping onto the circle, he pulls out a plague mask and he goes through the lab.
Oh. See, you do shit like... Anyway.
It looked like the same one that Peter kind of had made before.
Yeah.
Or had before.
Anyway. That was a lot.
I'm going to bed early now. You all can meet me in the cabin.
Well, they have separate cabins now.
They do.
I'll meet you, Shui, in the cabin.
Honestly, they've only had this cabin for a day, so it's like legit if I forgot.
He starts going into Brandy and Theo's cabin and they're like, what?
Wrong cabin.
Shui, is looking at the sleeping Master Dashi. Master Dashi needs a place to lay down and stuff, right? Should I go see Mentor Estelle?
Probably. That wouldn't be a bad idea.
No, he's gonna run off to the library. He is assuming is where she is. Oh, thank you, Brandy.
Yeah.
Waves, and then runs off.
All right. So before we do that, because the last scene was kind of more, I would say, Brandy and Shui focused. What are Avayath and Theo doing?
Well, Avayath said he's going to bed early. He's done.
Avayath is
I'm done. I'm out.
Got it. Avayath done.
Theo's just upset.
Maybe Theo and Avayath can talk, because they seem to be on a similar boat.
I don't know.
Avayath's like, do you want a room with me tonight?
I don't know.
You don't know if they're on the same boat?
I don't know if Theo will detach from Brandy.
Yeah, no, I'm saying I don't think they're on the same boat because Avayath was very against it. Theo was against it, but then he was also like, if we were meant to be here, then fuck it, let's do it. So he was like back and forth of like, we should not fucking be here. Why are we here? Are we supposed to do this? Like, that's kind of...
Yes, because the DM was pushing for it so fucking hard.
Well, okay, Avayath is in cabin then.
Yeah, all I can think for Theo at the moment is just ranting, so...
Okay. So, Theo and Brandy go off to their cabin. Is that what they're doing?
I assume so.
And Avayath's going to his cabin?
I have a few things that I want Theo to say.
Yeah, you can do your Theo-Brandy scene then.
So, they go off to their own cabin. Probably once they're inside, Theo just kind of pacing, and he's like, I hated that. I hated that.
Mm-hmm. I didn't expect it to be like that complicated.
I don't... All this stuff about, the time shift hopping thing that happened earlier, with Arthur and everything. And then just going off up there, having that kind of decision, going to places like the Keep, all of this stuff, it's just...
A lot.
Yeah, I want to stop meddling in things, That's how things go wrong.
I know.
I don't like it.
I know. I know. It's a lot. It's not. It shouldn't be our place to do any of that.
No, especially not in the presence of someone who can snap their fingers and disappear someone.
Mm-hmm.
Brandy will move over to Theo and just hug him to try and calm him down.
He leans in and snuggles in as he's just huffing and stuff, just of his upsetness.
It's okay.
It shouldn't be something that we are allowed to do.
I know.
I don't want to be this important.
I don't think any of us do, darling. Well, maybe Avayath does. But
And he sure made a decision right away, so
yeah.
maybe he is still worthy of that.
I know. It's a lot to have the weight of the world on your shoulders.
It's not fair, and knowing how things go, like little people like us are going to mess it up. That's not what we're meant to be doing.
Well, my only thought on that is if we're able to do it, like you said in the Cape, if it is what we're able to do, then it feels like it might be because the universe has decided it, yeah?
I think you meant the moon.
Right.
Says Theo. Corrects him. I think he meant the moon.
Right.
Yeah, I said that because I was freaking out and we were up there and we couldn't fucking escape if we didn't make a decision. So...
We could have gotten out of there. I don't think you have to worry too much. I'm not gonna let you get stuck again.
And then Theo cries.
He hugs Theo very tight, holds him.
It's gonna be okay. I promise.
Thank you.
Of course.
Done. There. That's the kind.
Scene
That's what.
end.
Yeah, that's what I wanted Theo to say. Is like I wanted him to say that he wanted to stop meddling in things.
Okay.
Beautiful. It won't happen, but beautiful.
Theo's like, I never wanted to meddle with things to begin with. Every opportunity I was given, I said no.
Literally.
He was pressured into it by Arthur the first time.
Okay. We're gonna move to Shui then.
Have fun, bitch.
So you are running into the library then?
Yeah.
You run in. You're greeted by many arms who are cleaning. They don't actually greet you, but they do make sounds as you walk past that are like...
Mr. Estelle? Mr. Estelle!
You hear the doors up above where Estelle's study is unlock as you see her coming out, obviously hearing you shout from below, and she walks out and has like a hand on the banister as she's walking and looks down at you from the top of the staircase. Has an eyebrow raised. And then the other eyebrow raises when she sees a tiny dashi in your hands.
He's like, I have Master Dashi.
I see.
Winona couldn't make her normal size, but Master Arthur said that if she's out of the moon, I don't even know if she knew she was in the moon, so she was just kind of talking.
It'll also be so long for the audience that they'll be like,
But also it's Estelle, so of course she knows.
She knows all. Shui's last name that we've never heard, she knows it.
Yeah.
It's Shui wave emoji. No,
Shui wave emoji. Yeah. Okay, and yeah, he's just like, we got her out of the moon. Mm-hmm. Nona couldn't make her normal size, but Master Arthur said that if she's out of the moon, she'll get to normal size again. But I don't know where to put her.
We can make a bed. She doesn't quite know what to say to you. I feel like we could probably make a bed. This would be a great time for Avayath's woodworking skills to show up. And Avayath be like, I could make a bed, but he's not here.
No, he's in bed.
Yeah, he's in his bed. Unconcerned about Dashi's bed. we could cut up some fabric and piece something together. Is she okay?
Winona made her go to sleep because she was freaking out.
Understandable. She's been missing for as long as you have been.
He nods. I asked Winona to protect her when we were in Greenflower, and she brought her into the moon to keep her safe.
Maybe for the best. She is actually still wanted, since no one knows where she went. And that brings up a good point. You all might be as well, if anyone finds out you're alive, so you might want to be careful with that.
Wanted for what?
Some people who left Greenflower claimed that you attacked a judge.
Oh. Well...
Seems to be all second-hand accounts of a situation. So unclear. But I assumed it was more nuanced than that when I heard of it, and of course, in the context of us thinking you were gone, it didn't seem to matter, given everything else going on.
Well, I guess I can't blame them, but... He sighs. Do you think Master Dashi could, maybe, stay here?
I suppose in the library.
We slept here before. No.
As far as you know, it seems like Estelle does too. Like, you've never really seen her with her cabin.
She might be more comfortable here than in me and Yaya's cabin.
In the boys' cabin. Okay, sorry.
In the boys' cabin.
She gives like a small nod and it's like, I could make space, I guess. On my desk. She's like... Sure.
Shui is quiet for a bit, and he's like, "Hey, Mentor Estelle, do you remember when I asked if you could find a picture of my parents?"
Oh yes, gosh, that was so long ago.
Did you ever find one?
Yes, there was so much going on, and I just forgot to. Did you want to see them?
Normally, Shui would be like really, really excited and like, yes, yes, yes. But like, he is kind of solemn for a bit, and he's like, I would like to.
Well, let's get this one comfortable. And she's like reaching out for the sleeping Dashi.
Shui hands over sleeping Dashi.
She is small but fiercely loud with snoring. But like a little motor in the back. But yeah, she starts to like make her way back into her office. And she does like kind of like set aside something. She pulls out a blanket that she has in one of her drawers and puts it on the desk to put Dashi on for the moment until she can get something more suitable. And she starts going through the other drawers before pulling out like two kind of old, not like old as in like ancient, but like definitely like have gone through several hands papers with some kind like simple but decently enough detailed like sketches of what appeared to be a woman with long blue hair and a man with short black hair, I think was what it was, and hands them to you.
Shui takes the photos in his hands. And he's
They're not photos, they are drawings.
The drawings, sorry, that's what I meant. He takes the drawings in his hands and he looks at them for a long time. At first wide-eyed, you know, like, oh my god, this is what my parents look like, you know what I mean? But he, you know, kind of lowers his arms a bit and he's just, you know, he's smiling very warmly. Thank you, Mr. Estelle. But I don't really know how to ask this, but do you know about me?
what way?
He bites his lip. That I'm a god.
See her eyes open very wide at that. Didn't know you had such levels of confidence, Shui.
Right.
Would expect something like that more from Avayath.
Well, could you tell me anything about Ibishu?
And you see her freeze a little bit at that. Why... Better question. How did you hear that name?
People have been calling me Ibishu while I was away, and I don't think they were lying or trying to trick me. I think
that's simply not possible.
What do you mean?
Because that god is dead.
He squints? Dead? Like, how?
You know what my job was, or maybe you don't. Do you know what I was known for specifically, Shui, when I was a chosen one before?
You could predict the future, and stop bad things from happening, right?
Yes. Specifically, when I was a chosen one, there were a lot of gods popping up, known as the elemental gods. These gods, in particular, have very destructive formations due to their nature. I had to move a lot of people very quickly. You saw what happened with Nather. They're all sort of that level of powerful, and when they were children, they had difficulty controlling that power. Because that's what they are when they're born. Gods are children, just as anyone else, and they have to grow up and learn from other gods what they will become. Ibishu was not born during my time as a chosen one. Actually, it was very recent, in the last 20 years, I believe. And he... well... his formation wasn't destructive. And it wasn't necessarily something I could predict, since I'm not a chosen one anymore. Or was not a chosen one at the time either, of course. But the origins that he comes from led a lot of people to believe that he was going to be incredibly destructive if they allowed him to come into his own. He is a creature born from evil, so...
From evil?
Yes, from two evil gods.
Shui is quiet some more, and he's like, who are those gods?
They say the only thing that can really hurt a god is another god. So, two gods that had a particular hatred towards a couple other gods made one to try and do just that. There was Mizuni, goddess of the sea, who felt great anger towards the goddess Winona for taking all the attention of her mother, Dara. And then there was the god Verada, who felt great anger as well towards Winona.
Shui's like that. And he's doing that. He's like he's doing all of that.
They both had the idea that the gods, Solari and Dara, would do the jobs they were supposed to and take care of their other children like they were supposed to. if they could get rid of their obsession, which was Winona.
So Mizuni is Ibishi's mom?
If you could say that. It's confusing with gods. How exactly they form is a little ambiguous sometimes. But those are the two who came together to make a new god. And knowing what the purpose of that god was supposed to be, there were a lot of measures in place to make sure that that didn't happen, particularly by followers of Winona, like your parents. So you see, it's simply impossible for Bishu to be alive because your parents killed that god.
Okay. Sorry, I gotta go.
If you found out some sort of confusing or conflicting information to that, you can ask me about it, but again, there's very clear records of that god dying in excruciating detail, even if it's not public.
He's backing away, and bumping into shit, and he's just like, Mentor Estelle, I don't think that's right. And he's gonna run away. He's running to Shui's pond.
Go for it. You run to Shui's pond.
I want to get into the keep, but I don't know how to. I mean, he knows how to, but Nather.
Up to you.
So, yeah, he's gonna go to the pond because that's a body of water. He's looking into the pond at his reflection, and he looks like Shui, right?
Yeah, he looks like Shui.
Yeah.
You got your cut hair and everything.
Yeah. And he is gonna close his eyes. And I guess we'll say, how do you work? How does it work? You have to say secret?
You have to whisper a secret towards the sky.
Okay. What's Shui's secret gonna be? And the secret, what's Shui's secret gonna be? Oh my goodness.
A secret that he's never told anyone before.
Yeah.
That's the requirements.
It's hard because he runs his mouth.
So other people could know things and he just doesn't know that they know and it'll still work. But if he knows someone else knows something, then yeah.
Well, okay. Let's see. Okay, he's gonna, I don't know if this will work. So if it doesn't work, we can retcon it.
Okay.
But he's like, I know that Master Libris wasn't a real chosen one. She couldn't have been. Because if she doesn't have a spark, then that means she's a god like me, right?
I will let you roll for that.
Okay.
Because he hasn't told anyone that. It's funny because he's using someone else's secret as his secret that he's never told anyone.
That's funny. That was funny. 19!
So you see that star shooting across the sky as you whisper that secret. And falling in front of you very slowly, you see the form of Nather, kind of staring at you with his arms crossed. And he is back to his normal form. He does not appear to be in that wrathful form that you saw before. And it's just staring at you.
Nather, I want to go to the keep.
He puts out a hand to you.
Come on.
Shui takes it.
He grabs you and, a little rougher, definitely, than normal, pulls you up through those silvery gates and takes you to the other side. where I will note, it is also snowing in the keep.
That's weird.
It seems just as active as before, and it still feels kind of like, not like cold, it feels like maybe like upper 30s in terms of weather, so it's not like super cold, but it is definitely like, feels like winter here. Everything is just covered in a blanket of white. And this little dove is next to you, kind of perched on a tree branch.
I did my job. Let me know when you want to leave.
He flies away.
Shui watches him bounce. Fly? Sorry.
Yeah, he flies. You still look like Shui to yourself, but you are technically in rabbit form, so.
He's gonna go to the swamp.
Roll a perception check.
Okay. 15.
You hear very faintly, because she rolled pretty high, just very soft cries coming from that swamp.
He's still going to go towards the swamp. And once he's like, close to the edge, he's just like, Mizuni?
And the crying stops.
He looks, into the water again. And his heart is like racing right now, or his pulse is quickening as he's like, kind of speaking. Do you know who I am? I know you hear me.
The water kind of ripples, and you see just the barest hint of electricity as a form of an eel moves beneath the surface before their head slowly comes up. And you recognize those eyes to be the eyes of Mizuni that you have seen a few times before and through the booth.
Do you know who I am?
Yes, but you don't.
He shakes his head. No, I do. Am I Ibishu? Are you my mom?
You see this eel kind of just slowly lower its head, and you can hear like the soft plops of like water dripping down. She appears to be crying.
Where is she, like in the water?
A little farther away from you, kind of in the middle.
I want to hop in the water.
Okay. And you see her start at that, and the electricity like move its way through the water, but like as it touches you, you're in the keep, so it doesn't hurt you. It just feels like static almost.
He's going to swim towards her eel form, and when he's closer, he's going to give her a hug.
As much as he can.
As much as he can. She's an eel.
Yeah.
And he is a rabbit. A jackalope.
You feel her like tense at that. Just feels very tense.
This entire time I've been lied to about about where I came from.
You were stolen from me. I thought for a very long time that you were dead.
But Ibishu never died. I never died.
But you changed.
Why don't people want me to know who I am? Even Master Dashi lied to me. Even about the people I thought were my real parents. I never even met them before, and yet Master He's like breathing, trying not to get like too emotional.
The world is unfair. And to change things, sometimes you have to do things that are unfair.
He backs up a little bit. Everyone says that you're an evil goddess. But what do you say?
I did not make you out of love, and I am sorry for that. I did not make you on purpose either to do something horrible. I was upset and angry, and I found someone who was also upset and angry.
That other person was Verada?
He sits on the edge of the ocean, looking towards someone he was supposed to protect. Someone who was abandoned, similar to myself, by a mother who does not care for us because she has another child she cares for more.
You're talking about Winona, right?
The rabbit, yes. If she wasn't here, things would be a lot easier.
Why is she so important to them?
I guess for a while it was just them. And she was the next person, or the next being that came into existence. And they just got obsessed. So obsessed that they didn't notice the world changing around them.
And so they trapped her. Is that why? Dara trapped her to hide her from Solari. For what?
Solari was possessive in a different way than Dara. Controlling in the sense that she wanted her to behave in a specific way.
But Winona never wished for this to happen at all.
I know that. Doesn't change the fact that things would be easier if she wasn't here.
What do you think will happen if she was? Like, if she wasn't trapped anymore?
I think you would kill her.
What? I wouldn't do that.
I told you I did not make you with a specific purpose, in mind at least. But you were born from hatred, a very specific hatred. And I think that's still very deep within you. Even if you don't remember it. But if you keep seeking answers, maybe you will.
Shui backs up a bit more, and he's like, "No, I want to know, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna forget who I am now, right? Even if I remember who I was."
You are still not my son, not the way that you are right now. They made you mortal.
What does that even mean?
I don't know how they did it, but you are not a god. They gave you something or they took something. I want to take you home.
I don't know where home is, he says, as he's like kind of drifting further back to land. All of this is just, it doesn't make sense.
You can continue to live in ignorance if you want. Eventually, one way or another, I will have my son back, though. And she vanishes into the water.
I think she is gonna, run away.
He's doing that a lot.
He's doing that a lot. Like, she will have her son back, and she's like, ah! He is going to bounce away. The form that did Verada show up in the keep? Was he was the goat, right?
He's not. No, he wasn't the goat. That was the
That was
Abigram.
Abigram.
He was at when Nather was destroying a city. He showed up to stop him.
Oh, that was him. Yeah, okay. Oh, that was Dad? Aw.
Yeah, he was like, I did not condone this act of wrath. That's the only thing you've ever heard your dad say.
And yeah, Shui is going to bounce back to
Nather.
where I don't know how to just get, was there in like a clear, the entrance.
Yeah, you go back
bounce
to
back
there.
to the entrance.
Yes.
And he's like, Nather?
Nather reappears and silently escorts you back. Doesn't ask you any questions or anything. Just very quickly takes you back through the gates.
Thank you to our high-tier patrons, Dion, Miranda, Zab, Arkeus a Druid, Mad King Max, Claytor, The Hatman, Charles, Jessica Long, Z, Vessel, Vissect, and Mr. Bakudan, as well as our Kickstarter backers for this season. If you haven't already, make sure to like the episode and leave a comment. Comments make the algorithm gods notice us, so keep leaving them. Your sacrifice will not be in vain. We'll see you soon, fellow Sparks.
Morning soon, the light dims fast here. Should we go outside again one more day, my dear? Why don't we just stay as the familiar fades away? Things are the same day by day. What are you waiting for, darling? What are you running from, stranger? Where are you hiding now? Don't you waste this chance. Do we have time for this, dear friend? How could we ever run out now? All that we have is this moment. Let's make time. For the end of this story, time for the start of our new life, time for us all to come back for fate's last encore. Will we find out what this all means? It means a lot that you're here now. Let's make the most of this, shall we? We have time.